Okay, good morning and welcome to YouTube. Iyun Mitzion. We're going to talk about today Masechah Shabbos Parakeh Mishnah Beis. As we learned in the previous Mishnah, there's a fundamental difference between a tachshet and a masoy. On Shabbos, not only can a person do hotzah, carry something outside, unless he's wearing it. If he's wearing clothing, he's allowed to go outside with the clothing. It's not called carrying your clothing. There's no air if you can walk outside with your clothing. Not only your clothing, but anything which is included in a tachshet. Tachshet doesn't necessarily just mean clothing. Clothing functions to keep you warm, to protect you. But then you wear clothing for fashion also, accessorize. Hopefully, if you're a normal person, you want to look good and you want to be fashionable, and that's a great thing. It's not just a want; it's a need. It should be a need, in my opinion. So you got to look fashionable, and everyone knows the concept of accessories. A purse could be an accessory. There's different types of things you wear. You can wear like, you know, what are those things called? A pocket fold in your suit pocket or something like that, or you can wear a pin or something like that. Just accessorize to look good. These things are not in any way necessary for your warmth or your protection. However, they're necessary to look good, to look fashionable. Um, so you let it go out with that. So I believe that's included. That's why I called it a tachshit. Anything which is not a tachshit, not a masoy. A masoy means something which is excessive, which it's a burden. A masoy is from the lashon of burden. It's not just that it's not clothing. It has to actually be a burden for you that there's no reason why you're wearing it. You're wearing it for a reason that's not a valid reason. Wearing it to look fashionable is a valid reason. And that's including this Mishnah Beis over here. Just like you can't go out, also your animals can't do it. However, the animals could go out in ways that's where you're accessorizing the animal. So, for example, to tie the organs of an animal up or down so they should be able to copulate, not copulate, or to tie it or to take the udders of a goat and tie it, they should dry out the udders or milk should come out. These things obviously have nothing to do with warmth or protection. All they have to do with is a functional thing, getting milk from the animal, or the animal should copulate or not. On one hand, you can say that's not really even an accessory. It's not really even something which is fashionable. It's nothing to do with fashionable. It's functionality. It's functionality not related to Shabbos. Whether they're going to copulate together, these animals, or they're going to produce milk or not produce milk in the future. These things, again, should be a masoy. But the point is that they're functional, is they have a functionality over here. And as long as they're functionable, this is really extending the idea of tachshit. Tachshit, I said, is an accessory, fashionable. This mission is extending it one step further. That anything, tachshit doesn't mean it has to be clothing or it has to be an accessory. Even something which is not those, but it serves a purpose, right? That the reason it's on the animal is to serve a purpose. It's not a burden for the animal because you're accomplishing something with this. You want the animals to copulate, to not copulate. You want them to have milk or not to have milk. So it's a need that you have from your animals. And because they're your animals, they do whatever you want. So it's a necessary thing. It's not a must, a burden. A burden is unnecessarily burdening the animal with something or burdening yourself with something. A masa has to be something which is painful, which is unnecessary, which is cumbersome on you. If it's not, doesn't fall into that category, everything is attached. It doesn't just literally mean clothing or fashion. It means anything which is, it serves a purpose is okay. Now, there are opinions that argue on this. Rabbi Yossi argues, and Rabbi Yehuda argues. Rabbi Yossi says only to make sure the white, the wool of the sheep remains white, so she doesn't get dirty. That you can tie because that is like protecting the skin of a person, protecting the wool, which is like the skin of the sheep. So that's okay. But like clothing, but the other things, functionality is not okay. He argued we possibly Tanakama that anything which is not a mamish a muscle. You have to, when you approach Hilchah Shabbos, Hotzah or not Hotzah, you have to determine, is it a muscle or not a muscle? Is it a burden or not a burden? If it's not a burden, it's some sort of functionality, then it's okay, even if it's not fashionable. That's a chiddush of the Mishnah. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.